The android's brain. Give it to me. Surprise!
Hey everybody, surprise! You didn't think they'd start dropping teasers for the 4-way crossover this early, but they totally did, so let's break everything down. And there's a new round of the Flash Ring giveaway too. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. I'll announce a new winner at the end of this. So as that teaser implied, they're doing Crisis on Earth X, where everybody is a Nazi. The whole premise of the story, it's sort of based on a couple comic book stories I'll explain in a second, but in the continuity of the TV show, the Nazis won World War II. So you get the idea, it's sort of Man in the High Castle world, but they've already confirmed a whole bunch of details. They're introducing the Ray character, so a lot of you have picked up on the idea that that teaser is also introducing the Ray character. It's going to be an animated series just like Vixen that will run a couple episodes right before the big crossover. It'll sort of introduce the concept of what's going on in that world. This is the actor that's going to be playing the live-action version of the character. So my guess is they'll drop the cartoon on CWC, like the same way they dropped Vixen, right before the live-action crossover happens. So they're filming it right now. Stephen Amell's actually been dropping some teasers of his own.
It's difficult to tell, but I think I might have something in my face.
People have been asking him before, can you tease anything about the crossover? And he's like, Oliver's gonna get a new costume and he has a new trick arrow. So we know why he's wearing a new costume, because it's gonna be the Nazi version of Oliver. The Flash has those 2 lightning bolts, the SS on his chest, because SS for the Nazi Secret Service, but also Speed Force lightning bolt. The big difference about the live-action version from this animated teaser is that the Flash's costume is actually made to look like Reverse Flash's costume, but it's actually Barry inside there. It's Earth X Barry, and they're just making the joke that, oh yeah, the evil version of Barry would be the Reverse Flash on the Nazi Earth. So it's not like Eobard Thawne has come back, but I do think that there's at least one character who died last season who's coming back and is on this poster here. So I'll break this down, all the characters. You may notice that Kid Flash is not on here, and he hasn't been seen on set in a while. That doesn't mean that he's left the show. He probably just went to another Earth and he's helping Jesse Quick on Earth 3 or something like that. He's not going anywhere, but it just lets you know that not every single character from all the shows will be in all 4 episodes. So it'll be most of the characters, but not all of them. First big thing, you see Barry and Iris in their wedding clothes. They didn't say which night the wedding will actually take place on. It might not be till the 4th night, like where they try to start having it in the first couple nights, but then this crazy adventure happens that pulls Barry to another Earth, and they have to delay it to the last part of the crossover. That just feels like how most stories go. And just for reference, this is actually what the schedule is. So the episodes will air out of order, and it'll all happen on 2 nights. So it's 2 episodes back to back on 2 nights. It'll be Supergirl, Arrow, then the next night will be Flash, and the last part, Legends of Tomorrow. But pretty much this poster is just everybody fighting the evil version of themselves from the other Earth, with a few exceptions. Like there aren't all the evil Legends characters on Earth X. So up at the top, you have the new Ray character. Like I said, he's being played by this guy. He has light-based powers. So imagine a slightly different, more powerful version of Dr. Light, without being super evil like Dr. Light was in the comics. But then you have Supergirl versus Overgirl. That's what her name is on Earth X. We'll see if they give everybody else alternate names too. But you have Oliver versus Dark Oliver. You see a slightly different costume. You have Flash versus Evil Flash. Like I said, he looks like Reverse Flash. Then group behind him really small, you see White Canary, Killer Frost, Wild Dog in his mask, the Dinah Drake Black Canary, Mr. Terrific. This is Vixen down here, Captain Cold, you can tell from his glasses. So if you didn't know, Captain Cold is coming back to Legends of Tomorrow. And then the new character, Zari, who's possessed by the goddess, whose name we apparently can't mention on YouTube because it's censored, but she's the character who was Black Adam's wife in the comics, so she's from the Shazam comics. But I know a lot of you are asking about this other Archer down here at the bottom with the face covered up. It looks like it's a man, so I'm guessing it's the Earth X version of Merlin. Merlin supposedly died last season on Arrow, so there's a big question about what's happening with this character, but John Barrowman did say that he would always come back when they asked him. But as far as I know, the regular version of Merlin is dead, confirmed dead. but that doesn't mean that they might not bring him back as an alternate version like in this poster here. So that's who I think is underneath this mask. But that aside, there are a couple people you see on the poster here that don't make it into this spread in the middle. So you have like the Atom, you have Heatwave, so most of the characters are going to be part of the crossover. They're legit going to use the Supergirl episode part of that as part of the crossover. It's not going to be like 5 minutes at the end the way they did it last year. So night 1 begins November 27th and then the 28th after that, so Monday and Tuesday. It's just like last year, pretty much the exact same time that it dropped last year. But because this is such a big deal, it's going to be so much bigger than last year. They'll start hyping it up big time at the end of October. So like around the time we're talking about Flash episode 6 or so, that's when you'll really see them hitting it hard. So it'll be a lot of fun, but just leave all your bonus video requests for this in the comments. I know there'll be a lot of questions about the new live action character. They said there'll be an Earth X version and an Earth 1 version. So that means Barry and Oliver's Earth. Remember, Supergirl is still on Earth 38. So a lot of you, if you saw this poster, you saw Crisis on Infinite Earths. You're like, oh, that's what they're going for with this spread here. But the story that it's actually inspired by is more Crisis on Earth 3, which is a classic Justice League story, and then this Grant Morrison graphic novel, JLA Earth 2. So probably one of the best things to watch to get ready for this, aside from just watching the regular live action shows, is that animated Justice League Crisis on 2 Earths story, where it's the Justice League versus the Crime Syndicate.
I know your limitations. You can't possibly reach the speed necessary to pull this off.
But I can. Listen. No, you listen. He's talking about blowing up my world too, and I'm not letting that happen.
That's basically what they're going for here. They have the TV Justice League versus the evil versions of themselves, which would be the Crime Syndicate of the TV universe. But I don't think they'll be able to use that name, and even if they were able to use it, imagine that Nazis won World War II, so their government just covered the earth. They wouldn't think of themselves as criminals, so they wouldn't call their organization the Crime Syndicate. They would probably also call themselves the Justice League, but it'd be like their dark version of justice. So all these characters, they're all like in their late 20s. They grew up in a Nazi-controlled Earth, so that's the only thing they've ever known. So it'll be interesting to see how crazy the evil versions are. But just let me know what you guys think about all this. There'll be some new DC and Marvel this weekend, but I'll say congratulations to the latest giveaway winner. Kate, please private message me on the back end of my channel so I can get your contact details. I'll name a new winner the next time I post new DC. You can click here to rewatch that Flash episode 1 video, and you can click here to learn all about what's going on with the Justice League movie. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.